Diddy's trial started today, and a lot of celebrities are being mentioned in the jury selection.
These celebrities with no real context as to why. And you really hit the nail on the head a minute ago when you said jury selection's kind of boring, but not in the Diddy case.
Freak off essentially was something that Cassie said she learned about through Sean Combs about a year into their relationship. He described it as wanting to watch her have sex with someone else. And she said that she did it because she was 22, 21. She was young. She didn't know any better, and that she wanted to please Sean Combs.
Okay, babe. We're only 3 days into the Diddy trial and the drama is spiraling out of control. We're talking about Sean Diddy Combs possibly spending the rest of his life rotting in prison. Yeah, it's that serious. The crimes he's being accused of, not just shocking. They're so disturbing, it's industrial level disgusting. And just when you thought things couldn't get any dirtier, Team Cassie allegedly pulls out a list, not just any list. This one's packed with celebrity names tied to Diddy's scandal. Names that could take this from a courtroom mess to a full-scale Hollywood implosion. But wait, hold up. If you missed day 1 and 2, let me spill the tea. So the trial kicked off in Manhattan federal court with Diddy facing 5 monster charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, transporting people for prostitution, yeah, it's ugly. Prosecutors came in swinging, painting a brutal portrait of a man who's been using his fame, power, and connections to exploit women for over 20 years. 2 decades. The audacity.
We're inside as prosecutors claim the disgraced mogul masterminded a 2 decades-long sex trafficking ring.
Now, Diddy's defense team, they had the nerve to claim it was all consensual. That these victims never called the police and are now after a payday. But then, boom, the footage dropped. A hotel hallway video from 2016 aired on CNN and was played in court. And it showed Diddy behaving like an absolute menace, pushing Cassie to the ground like she was nothing. Officer Israel Flo backed it up, saying Cassie had a black eye and was visibly terrified, but she didn't press charges back then. Enter Daniel Phillip, a male stripper who dropped bombshell after bombshell. He testified that Diddy hired him to have sex with Cassie while Diddy just watched. The details were stomach-churning, hair-dragging, screaming, even hitting her in hotel rooms between 2012 and 2013. But the courtroom's collective jaw hit the floor when Daniel said Cassie appeared to enjoy herself. Prosecutors shut that nonsense down fast, clarifying that what looks like enjoyment under trauma isn't consent, period. The defense scrambled, trying to spin the upcoming videos as simple domestic violence proof, not trafficking. But baby, the prosecution wasn't having it.
His then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. And the defense said, listen, what you witnessed was wrong. It was inhumane. It was horrible. But that was domestic violence. And they said that is not criminal enterprise. That is not racketeering. But both sides sort of making those compelling arguments and opening statements that for the prosecution, that he is guilty. For the defense, obviously saying that he's not guilty of these crimes that he's alleged to have committed.
Day 2 came in hot. Cassie herself took the stand. This was her first face-off with Diddy since 2018. And girl, she came prepared. Pregnant, poised, and with laser focus, Cassie laid it all out. How Diddy controlled everything. The room lighting, her clothes, even her emotions. She admitted that the infamous freak-offs made her emotional. Not because she enjoyed them, but because it was the only time Diddy paid attention to her. That's not a relationship, that's emotional hostage-taking.
Is there ever a time that you enjoyed the freak-offs? This is when Cassie got choked up and she said, I did, but only because I got to spend one-on-one time with Combs and I really did love him.
But then came day 3, and baby, day 3 hit different because now it wasn't just Cassie testifying. Team Cassie started hinting at dropping celebrity names. Yup, the A-listers who allegedly attended those freak parties. Some even caught on tape. The court got real quiet, but outside, social media was exploding.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
This was the moment the world had been holding its breath for. more. Who's in those tapes? Who's next on the stand? Team Cassie allegedly hinted at a list. An actual list of celebs connected to Diddy's freak-off parties. And honey, the names on that unconfirmed but circulating list, whew, they are wild. The implications, even worse.
Jury selection's been amazing. The candidates are being asked about their own connections to or impressions of an array of celebrities, and with no explanation why, at least not yet. The parlor games have begun, my friends. Everybody is trying to connect the dots between the shiny, famous names and the beleaguered rap star Diddy.
Let's talk about that list. First, the usual suspects, Cassie Ventura, obviously, Dallas Austin, Lorraine Gibson, Dawn Richard, all people with past connections to Diddy. But then it escalated. The next tier of names had the internet on fire. We're talking Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kanye West. Yes, Kanye. They were allegedly listed in a courtroom document referencing over 190 celebrities, and it didn't stop there. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, Perry Hilton, J-Lo, Ashton Kutcher, Khloe Kardashian, Usher, Megan Fox, Pink, Russell Brand, Howard Stern, even Russell Simmons. Again, no charges, but the optics, yikes. According to legal insiders, there's even a tape floating around Hollywood allegedly showing Diddy and another A-lister at one of these parties. People are whispering about it being quietly passed around behind closed doors.
Heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before. So like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on.
No, I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really?
And then, of course, the internet went full detective mode. A Twitter user called out Justin Bieber for posting a pizza video the same day Diddy's trial started, using a camera similar to Diddy's freak party recordings. The user tweeted, "I genuinely feel sorry for him. I hate Hollywood." The conspiracies started spiraling. Fans ran wild with the theory, tying it into Pizzagate surveillance and covert blackmail. Now, is anything confirmed? No, but once that tweet hit the algorithm, screenshots were saved, clips downloaded. Hollywood's paranoia went through the roof. Meanwhile, Ice Cube came out swinging, publicly denying even knowing Diddy. "I was never there," he said. And 50 Cent, he's having the time of his life, roasting Diddy with memes and even producing a documentary. One meme of Diddy riding a bike with no seat, captioned, "You know, there's not any seat on that cycle," made the rounds again. Will Smith addressed the rumors too, but so far, no hard evidence linking him to anything. But the bigger picture is clear now. This isn't just a Diddy problem anymore. This is a pressure cooker about to blow up the entire celebrity culture elite. Because if even one more name on that list gets caught up in those tapes, or worse, gets subpoenaed, Hollywood's walls are coming down, period. And just when you thought you'd seen it all, TMZ dropped a bombshell. Never before seen footage of Diddy and Cassie celebrating his 40th birthday in Mexico surfaced.
Turn the music down. Never mind, stop loud.
Now, at first glance, it's just a birthday party. Harmless, right? Wrong. For prosecutors, this clip is pure gold. These birthday bashes were allegedly where the freak-offs went down. Late-night parties, hand-picked guest lists, and cameras rolling behind the scenes. Now, every face in that video is being scrutinized. Who was there? Who's next to testify? Insiders are already whispering that Jay-Z and Beyonce might be called in, not because they're accused of anything, but because they've been spotted at past Diddy events. Prosecutors want context, imagine that. Royalty-level celebrities answering questions about the darkest party rumors in the industry. The courtroom's about to get very interesting. Meanwhile, Diddy had a rare emotional moment inside the trial. After sitting stone-faced for days, he finally cracked a smile, locking eyes with his mother and kids in the gallery. Some say it looked genuine, others plain and simple.
It's tense in that courtroom. You can feel the stakes. Sean Combs came in. He was all smiles when he locked eyes with his mother and children seated in the second row.
But let's not get distracted. Suge Knight, yes, that Suge Knight just came out saying if Diddy gets convicted, Donald Trump might actually pardon him. Can you imagine?
I don't think Cassie is in a situation where she has to lie. I don't think she's in a situation where she got to be worried anymore. I think she's in a great place with another baby on the way. And I still feel that Puffy's going to be all right and have a fair shot at it because Puffy he's not a dummy. I'm quite sure somebody's going to talk to those jurors and convince one or two of them. That's all he needs is one. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a real exciting situation, but I think he's going to be all right.
Sure. Do you think he's going to be all right because someone's going to tamper with the jury? Is that what you're trying to say?
He got enough influence, and I'm quite sure. Don't seem like the prosecution is that bad against him. Don't seem like I think he got some favors with the government. I think they're going to show him a little leeway.
Then there's Diddy's whole new look. YouTuber Rotten Mango pointed out how his appearance has shifted since the trial started. We're talking gray hair, conservative suits, zero jewelry. Coincidence? Absolutely not. It's called courtroom branding, baby. The same trick Harvey Weinstein pulled. Try to look frail, vulnerable, earn some sympathy. But is anyone buying it? Not really.
I have a photo of Diddy. I did not smuggle a camera into the courthouse in any orifice, but this is a Photoshop photo. Truly just for reference. Like the sketch artists weren't doing it, the koala wasn't doing it. So we took an original photo of Diddy and this is what we think he looks like now in the courthouse. Like this is what we saw. Mainly it's the hair. So it's more white and then the sides of his face are not as hairy. And then he just looks really pale. I don't think that he lost that much weight. I feel like this is a good representation of the weight that I saw.
Fans are calling it out as trauma cosplays, saying it's manipulative to play the vulnerable card only when your freedom's on the line. And honestly, with the mountain of tapes, testimonies, and now these high-profile names swirling around, Diddy's freedom is seriously at risk. Because the next phase of this trial isn't just about what Diddy did. It's about who else knew, who else helped keep it hidden. Subpoenas are coming. More celebs could be dragged in. And if even half these rumors are true, the real bombshells haven't even dropped yet. This is looking like Hollywood's biggest reckoning since Me Too, only this time the names are even bigger. So now I gotta ask, who do you think is next? Drop your thoughts in the comments because baby, this story is far from over.